Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Art and Outdoor Life here with John. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm putting some yellow, some bright yellow in here, mixed with a little bit of red. I've sketched out kind of, I sketched out a scene very loosely. Basically, I sketched out some shapes. Okay, so I'm calling this Morning Glory, I guess. Okay, I've wetted the paper. I'm using the same colors that I have in the last video I did. Okay, now if you notice on this video, I'm going back and forth in what I'm doing. In other words, I'm not going from the bottom to the top or from the top to the bottom. I'm kind of going in and out here, using the same way, painting the same way I did in the last video I did. Okay, so I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, I do a lot of the figure eight style shapes when I paint. And in a way, you'll see the figure eight here too. And I've have figure eight paintings that I do. I actually point them out. But this time I was like, I wanted something a little bit different, something more straightforward, but yet something that has a little bit distance. A little bit distance. Okay. Like my paintings that I do them from imagination, and I don't fool around. I just paint them. And I when I record it, I release them. The last video I did, I actually had that in the background. I had it, and I just figured I'd release it. My very last video, painting video. So here I am. I'm mixing up different colors, and you'll see the palette here. And in this video, I'm using different brushes. Okay. And this is what I was talking about on the side. I always keep a pad of paper on the side just to test the colors, before I put them on. Even though I'm just having fun, it's still good to know what you're going to put on your paper. And if you know me by now, I love to mix on the paper. Okay, so I'm using different paint brushes here. So what am I doing here? I'm using, I believe it's burnt sienna. Used yellow ochre for the sky. Using cobalt blue, or not cobalt blue, my apologies. Cerulean blue for the other blues. And this here is a burnt umber, a brown. So I'm just kind of going along the lines, and that's how I like to do paintings. But, okay, there's something about this painting, okay. For example, when I'm doing houses or structures, what I've learned in the past was that if you're going to use your card and you want your structure to be a certain color, then you have to have, the color of that structure, so you can use the card. Otherwise, you'll get different colors, and that's okay too. Okay, so here I am. I'm putting a little bit of Chinese white here over the yellow ochre, because it's going to give me a nice kind of a dusty it's just kind of a worn out road look. Okay, there's a lot of different varieties you can use when you're doing these things. Now, I'm mixing a little bit of white here with a little bit of raw umber or burnt umber. Now I'm going to outline this. Okay. Now, in the beginning, before I came here to paint, I was thinking about, well, yeah, I don't really want to outline anything because that's not my style thus far. Okay. But I was like, well, okay, I want to kind of outline this because I don't want to mess it up, right? That's, I'm an overthinker. That's just who I am. So, here's a little thing. If your paint is dry, you can take your card and stick it in a little bit of water. Just dip a little bit of water in it, and it will re-wet the paint that you're trying to scrape. Okay, so here I am. I'm trying to make a road, and I'm trying to make a little road off there that way too. So I'm creating a little town here from imagination. Right now, I'm loving this. I'm loving it because this is early morning, and the sun is coming up. Right, the birds are singing, people are having their coffee. It's just a wonderful day, and I'm thinking, okay, so what am I going to do here? I was thinking this before I painted this. In other words, I had an idea in my mind. Okay, I want to paint a village, but how am I going to get away with that? So here with the card, this is all impressionistic. Just little scrapes here and there. Okay, they could be rocks, easily. They could be rocks. But I was like, well, for me, let's make them, I want them to be, little houses or, even mobile homes, something like that, up on a hill. So I was doing that with the card. And here I am, and I'm like, okay, this is burnt sienna here. And this brought me back to a place of a bridge to where my grandfather, Harvey, used to live in House Springs. And I used to live there. We used to cross this road, crossing a creek, right? And it was such a small bridge that you couldn't get a truck in there. I mean, it was that small. It was concrete, and it was over a creek, and it went up a hill, and actually, it went up and around. Anyways, so that was the idea there. So now I'm putting in some Prussian blue, and I'm darkening up some of these greens here, right? Because I'm trying to get a mood going, and the mood is happening while I'm painting. So there's, I did speed up the video a little bit because it was a little bit too long. Actually, the painting was about 27 minutes, and I just didn't want to, I didn't want to put another 27-minute video out. So I just moved it up a hair. So with some lemon yellow coming across the blue, now I'm getting nice shades of green and blues and grass, and now I'm able to create, early in the morning. We got biscuits and gravy going on. You got the smell of the dew coming off the trees. You got bacon frying. You got eggs going on. And everybody it's Sunday morning, and some people are sleeping in, and others are getting up. And, and what are they doing? Well, that building right there, that building, there's a lot of people getting ready to go to that building. Okay, so it's just something in my mind. It's what when I paint, I think about things. Um, I I see it in my mind, and I try to put it to paper, and that's what I did here. I'm putting in browns. I'm putting in greens. I'm putting in some yellows, yellow ochres. There's some burnt sienna in this. Those little lines there. Trying to make little tree lines with dark blue. That's Prussian blue. Believe that or not. So, okay, it looks a little bit, a little too much. So what do? Well, just pat it down. And boom, you got a nice little tree line. You got some trees, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Excuse me. The whole idea about painting is to be creative, to be yourself, and just have fun with it. So here's the road that's coming off. Okay. I'd like to call this Sunday morning coming down, but I don't want to take anything away from Chris Christopherson. Anyways, so yeah, I'm fiddling a little bit with this building here, the church, and that is supposed to be the church bell. How do I define a church bell? I've never done this. Okay, well, so I figured, okay, outline it. Just give it a little bit of out on one side, like a shadow effect. Okay, but I'm liking the greens. I'm liking the hill. I'm loving the bridge, the creek, and the Sunday morning. If you enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing and sharing and liking. I don't make any money off these. I just enjoy painting, and I hope that I can, encourage other people and maybe inspire other people to paint too and share ideas. We keep it positive here, okay? And then I will sign my name.